Live from Studio 2A in PIX Plaza, this is the PIX11 News at 10.
All right, Tamsin, it has become one of the most popular drinks, but retailers across in Europe are pulling bottles of Fireball cinnamon whiskey from their store shelves. Officials there say the drink contains too much of the chemical propylene glycol, and that is also used in e-cigarettes and antifreeze, if you can believe that. The company says they accidentally shipped the wrong batch overseas. Here's the kicker. They actually sent the American version, which Europeans think contains a dangerous amount of the drug. Not so comforting if you're an American, right? So it brings up a good question. If it's too toxic for Europe, why are we still drinking it here in America? Joining us to talk a little bit about this is author and dietitian Toby Amidor. Toby, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
I kid you not, I was out the other day with some friends after the 10 o'clock news, and I actually had a shot of one of these things. I'm still alive, thank goodness. What is the deal with this chemical propylene glycol?
So propylene glycol is a stabilizer, and it's also used, in this case in whiskey, to add a little bit of flavor, sweetness. And according to the CSPI, the Center for Science and the Public Interest, it actually isn't okay, according to them. And it is used in cosmetics and, like you said, in antifreeze as well.
Just so strange. So they're pulling it in Europe. Why are they? What is the rationale for pulling it over there? What are the Europeans saying?
Well, they sent the wrong formulation. And like you said, they sent the Americanized formulation, which is above what the European Union says is allowable in that country, in Europe. And so we just have too much. It was too much in our formulation.
I think anybody with common sense says if an ingredient is even remotely dubious, why put it in at all? Does it really make that much of a difference to a cinnamon flavored whiskey?
I completely agree with you. And actually, when I went and I read their studies that actually show kidney damage, and a little bit disturbing is toe malformation in chicks when they did it in animal studies. So it is scary, and to me, it's something that I definitely wouldn't recommend consuming on a regular basis.
It just makes you wonder when you're thinking about putting in ingredients, and somebody says yes to an ingredient that even has a red flag on it, just don't do it, right? Remember the big scandal earlier this year at Subway where there was some talk about the bread having ingredients that were found in yoga mats? I mean, we hear about these kind of things more often than you'd think. What should we be worried about out there?
Well, again, that ingredient by the CSPI, the Center for Science and the Public Interest, that was actually, they said, beware, don't consume it. So the CSPI is really good. They gauge their ingredients pretty well. But overall, the message is this is why we're moving towards the cleaning, the clean eating, the clean labels. My 7-year-old, I make them read the ingredient list so they can pronounce everything. I want to know what's in my food. And that's why I do a lot of cooking at home. I want to go to my local farmer's market. I want to pick the food, cook it in my home, and know what I'm eating. And I think that's really what the U.S. has been moving towards.
There's a real movement going on. I mean, for the longest time, I didn't really give it a second thought, but I can feel it in myself. I'm starting to look at the labels more. I'm starting to look at organic more. And when you hear about things that are in antifreeze and some of the things that something I just put down my throat the other night, that's a little scary.
It is. It absolutely is.
All right. Well, that's good advice. Toby, we sure appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks so much.
All right.